Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the PPP card, the key card that Tara found in The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 6. A ton of fans are asking for my opinions, and I honestly don't have much, not anything concrete, because I am a little suspect that card even reads PPP. Those letters are so close together that I'm starting to be weary that that's what it even means. Now, PPP, when you do a quick Google search, you'll see that it comes up in some kind of chart for music. I guess it's to do is it decibels? I don't have the picture, but I'll put the picture on the screen. But basically, you have P's and F's. You have, 1P, 2P's, 3P's, something like that. Same thing for F's. And 3P's equals whispering or some kind of low sound. Now, here's the thing. A lot of fans think that before this episode, they thought these walkers, these dirt walkers, were tied into the Whisperers. Now, they think that simply because of how they look. The reason why I say that, because in the comic, the gimmick is that the Whisperers can be identified different from the walkers because of the blacked out eyes. Now, it's not just blacked out eyes, it's the whole eye socket area, because the black is from the shadow of the masks they wear. In the comic, the walkers have white eyes, for those who have no clue, but in the TV show, because of maybe the design and the makeup and the style, maybe because of how they needed to put these suits together for the walkers, and the suits looked awesome. Maybe it naturally created blacked out eyes, and maybe they didn't even mean for it to look like the Whisperers. Maybe this is something they put together and they said, well, we need the walkers to see. Let's kind of put some material, like, how the Halloween, they have the really thin mesh black stuff. Let's put that on them, and then we'll put the walker face on them so that way their eyes are blacked out. Maybe it was just coincidence that putting the special effects together, that's just how it looked. And you can go in post-production even and easily black out eyes if you needed to. Let's say instead of doing all the makeup, for some weird reason they wanted to just go in and black out the eyes because it fit what the other walkers look like in the dirt, and it was just coincidence. But I also think it's really possible that this is an Easter egg for the Whisperers. Let me be very clear here. This always gets twisted around somehow. When I say an Easter egg, or when I say anything similar to that, I don't mean these are the Whisperers. I don't mean the Whisperers took Heath. I don't mean they're even in this area. I simply mean that visually it was like a wink and a nod, just like where they had Glenn kneeling down at Terminus with the bat. That was like them teasing us. Oh, it's coming, wink, wink. They're messing with us, With this, they're doing the same thing. They put that in the trailer, and they made it clear as day. The walkers coming out looking like Whisperers because of the blacked out eyes. Maybe that's the same thing as the Glenn shit. It's just like a wink, wink, hint, hint. Here's an Easter egg. It has nothing to do with the Whisperers, just like Terminus had nothing to do with Negan, but it's just them playing around with the fans. I am leaning towards that. That's a likely possibility. It's either coincidence or they're playing around with us. Now, as far as the PPP card, I think that's going to turn out to be something similar to the W on the Wolves. At the time, we got it early, and it was a cool, scary, creepy mystery because they were chopping up body parts, and it ended up being something really weird about wolves being hunted down, yada, yada, yada. But the idea of finding walkers roaming around with the symbols, that was so awesome. I loved it. I loved every moment of that. Now, with the PPP card, this could be something as simple as this is from a group that took Heath. We saw his glasses got stepped on, and the way the truck was when they got out of it, the skid marks were the top left, so the truck would have went down, busted a U-turn. So maybe while they were grabbing Heath, throwing him in the truck, they dropped the key card, and when they bust a U-turn, clearly they would drive over to... Hey, maybe they drove over the glasses. Heath could have dropped his glasses, and the key card, when they were scuffling, they could have drug them back over to the truck, threw them in, and when they left, they bust a U-turn and got the hell out of there. That could be possible, but what I'm saying is the key card might just be simply symbols or PPP referencing where they're at. They got this, maybe they even have a generator, maybe they've the cards that open up doors, electronic stuff like that, or maybe they hide stuff, maybe they have a code or some type of system where they're like, okay, this door is P, this door is PP, this door is PPP. I don't know why they would need to do a system like that, but I think it's something like that. As far as the key card, I just think that's something that they practically use, but as an Easter egg, it might have some type of meaning. Like if you take the key card, PPP, you look it up, it says whispering or whispers, and then you look at it was left right near walkers that they made to look like whispers as just like a wink. Not that they are, let's make that very clear, but if you combine it, I think it might just be an Easter egg. Yes, the key card will have a practical use later on. Maybe the symbol itself, maybe the key card is... This is where I'm having a hard time understanding why they would need that on a key card. It looked like a badge. It didn't even look like a key card you swiped into a hotel, but it might be. But it looked like a badge that you get at a convention because it had that little hole to put on your lanyard and shit like that. Anyway, with that said, those are pretty much all of my thoughts at this time about the PPP. Now, I'm sorry if that was a little underwhelming. Again, I do believe this is tied into an Easter egg with a practical use that's not connected to the Easter egg whatsoever. Again, like, they're not the whisperers, but that's just something, because they like to layer it, where here's something that's practical, that's in the show, and then it has an Easter egg, but the Easter egg and the practicality of how it's used in the show, it's not tied together. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, with that said, definitely share your thoughts and opinions about the PPP. Hey, who knows? As I'm recording this, maybe you guys are coming up with your own awesome theory and you've solved the riddle. Leave your thoughts and opinions, theories, and suggestions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.